What up, y'all? It's your boy, OSGOE, One Sir Grove. Yo, this is episode 118 of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide C4CW, and I am your host. I hope that you're having a pleasant time wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Yo, I've been thinking about Back to the Future, the movie. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that there's a new one being made. You know, you hear rumors and stuff like this, but I heard that the production some production team is contemplating doing, in other words, i.e. making another Back to the Future movie, which would be ultra fresh. So yeah, man. And by the way, this is a mobile podcast. Back to the Future. Have you seen Back to the Future? Part 1, Part 2, Part 3? Dude, I remember I actually saw Back to the Future Part 3 I saw all of them in the movie theater. I saw Part 3 as part of a special an advance showing of it. A relative of mine used to work at the University of Washington, and she was there for like 30 something years, 35 I think, and she would get tickets that she would then give out to students there. And so it was a test market and other folks. And so we saw Back to the Future 3 in advance, which was cool, man. Being a kid, I was like, yo, this is fresh. Big fan of Back to the Future. But this isn't just about Back to the Future, the movie. This is about Back to the Future real world reality. Have you noticed, man, how lately everything's starting to look exactly Back to the Future? I'm not just talking about the hoverboards, man. I'm talking about the flying cars. I'm talking about the scooters. I'm talking about the skateboards I swear, man, look, some of these skateboards, man, they're zooming by and man, these things are going like 40 miles an hour. I mean, it's like this whole world universe of these scooters and skateboards and like flashing lights and these technologies and hoverboards and flying cars, man. And then our government even says that time travel is real. So, it really is Back to the Future. Have you noticed that? It really is Back to the Future. And, to think as a kid, which we did, hey, man, though that seems a little far out, right? Like, it's probably possible. And, man, but, you would, as a kid, you're like, well, that's going to be in like 100 years from now, right? But it was in like 25 years, man. And so you're like, whoa, if Back to the Future became real in 25 years and kids and adults alike thought it'd be like 100 years or more, right? Man, we already got to the flying cars in a quarter of a century. Dude, imagine what technology is on the horizon right here, 1 micron away, already here, that most of mainstream society doesn't know about. I mean, AI is already here. AI is here. Isn't that wild? Like, what? AI is here? Remember back in the day, if you're from my generation, remember back when, I know it sounds crazy, but when we used to talk about AI, like, do you really think artificial intelligence will become a reality? And people were like, well, it's possible. I mean, it's in the movies, but like, will we ever actually create artificial reality? It's like, yeah, dude, we did. Like, it's here, like, so, I mean, man, it's just amazing. All the stuff back in junior high school, even elementary school, just like, whoa, that seems so far off, man. Like, but one day, maybe in hundreds of years, it'll be here. It's here. Dude, like, have you been seeing the skateboards? Have you been seeing the scooters with the lights that light up? It's all neon, and they zoom by, they zoom past, and there's just like zip, zip, zoom, zoom. Have you seen these contrivances, man? These devices, these mechanisms, dude. The flying cars. Have you seen them? I've talked about this before. So Back to the Future was spot on because you've got the Mandela effect. You've got CERN, you've got DARPA's IXS Enterprise that is modeled after the actual Enterprise from Star Trek, which our government made a real Star Trek ship, which is the DARPA IXS Enterprise, jointly made with Eagle Works, Advanced Propulsion Company Laboratories. Dude, so we made a time machine because what the DARPA IXS Enterprise does is not only is it modeled after the Starship Enterprise into the real world made, not only that, but with White Jude, the paper that was written that at first seemed hypothetical and theoretical in terms of physics, that became a reality when NASA figured out that what seemed like an anomaly was not an anomaly. And dude, yeah, so warp space technology exists now. And if the public knows about warp space technology, if the cat has been let out the bag to some degree, which it has been. See the little kitty coming out of the bag, right? The cat is out the bag, coming out of the bag. Dude, since the cat's out the bag partially, the public now knows that the government, I don't even need to say U.S. government, dude, because these governments are all, pretty much connected, just pretending like they're not. The government, dude, has unveiled the IXS Enterprise. And if the rule of thumb is that if the public knows about it, the government had it at least no less than 10 years ago. Okay, so the thing was already made, dude. They're not going to tell you what's going on, dude, unless it's already gone on. I'll give you an example. So the gov was talking about, one day we might arm drones with lasers. We may put a laser on a drone. And it's like, right, but you already did that, and you're just pretending like you haven't, because if drones are armed with lasers, some people might freak out like, whoa, that's Terminator. And the gov's like, well, yes, it is. But yeah, dude. So now we've got drones armed with lasers. And I remember when our government was pretending like it didn't have drones armed with lasers. Like, why the fuck wouldn't the military put a fucking laser on a drone? Like, come on, dude. It doesn't make any sense to have a drone without a fucking laser on it, right? So, in that, I remember when our gov was like playing the role, and it was like, it's still some time off. It's still some time away. But down the road in a few years, the U.S. Department of Defense Pentagon wants to get a drone armed up with a laser, probably about, I don't know, little more than a year out. It's like, come on, dude, stop fucking lying, man. Seriously, just stop playing, dude. Like, DOD can take any blueprint, any schematic, any rendering, any drawing, and can 3D fucking print whatever is constructed in one's mind and then made into a blueprint, a spec. They can take the specs, they can take the schematics, they can take the blueprints, and they can build any fucking thing, dude. So you best believe and be rest assured that whenever somebody has an idea to make this shit like you see in these fucking movies, dude, our government's already made the shit. They're just pretending like it's not in a government warehouse somewhere. Oh, well, one day down the... Okay, I'll give you another example. And then finally the Pentagon admitted that a drone was armed with a laser. And it's like, oh, really? Well, what a fucking coincidence. What a surprise. But I thought you said it was a year... I thought you said it was a year, about a year out. And then they're like, well, we have someone in California. There's a defense contracting company, and they're working on doing it for the first time. And it's like, Nah, dude, that information's incongruent with reality because it's already been done. So once the Pentagon realized that the public knew that drones were armed with lasers, they're just like, all right, fuck it. We already did it. And then the other, which they did a long time ago, dude, they had fucking Boeing 747s armed with fucking lasers a long time ago, if you didn't know that. Yeah. So you've got that. And then the other thing, you know, these robots that DARPA's been making, that look really kind of, well, it depends on your worldview and how you think and perceive things, like Big Dog and, the little Mini and, fucking Atlas, that big, that big, cumbersome, fucking, clumsy looking, like awkward, clunky, fucking wonky, campy looking, weird fucking robot, right? Well, notice how dude, I've been talking shit about that fucking robot for a long time because I know that DARPA made that to psych motherfuckers out. Like that shit is that ain't Atlas, dude. No, dude, that ain't dude. Why would DARPA make something stupid like that? Like most people don't even know that, but dude, I know that DARPA doesn't make stupid shit like that. And here's how I can prove this. Look at Atlas now. Oh, now all of a sudden he looks like the Terminator. But I don't know, 6 months ago for whatever audience they were broadcasting to, he looked like a piece of shit. You're like, dude, that's you want to use that robot on Mars to help humans or whatever the story is, right? For humanitarian, I don't know, in the Arctic zone, zones, you can polar caps, you can have him or it, her, whatever, the bot save people and shit like that. But now all of a sudden, the new gen of Atlas looks just like fucking Terminator, dude, which is fucking coincidental, is it not? So, they just have to gradually roll out this technology and show different versions of it to people in different places for different psyop reasons, which I totally understand and I totally get it. But yeah, now Atlas is essentially Terminator. He can do backflips, or it can do backflips and fucking, I think, kick through walls. And I think it's armed with a laser too. I'm pretty sure that, if you've got a drone armed with a laser, why wouldn't fucking Atlas be armed with a laser? Look, Atlas can climb stairs, do push-ups, do backflips, forward flips, side flips, can jump, can run. Dude, I'm pretty sure that, it's like, come on, it's a no-brainer. It's like, yo, the drone's got the laser. Give Atlas a fucking laser. You know what I'm saying? Might as well. So those are technologies that people know about in the public domain. Dude, if the public knows about that shit now that we're back to the future, imagine what's classified, bro.